It's good to have you join us on Nationwide, live on the network service of the NTA. I'm Ian Ray John. Welcome. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has given 5 million naira cash as relief to the victims of Iworoko Ekiti trailer accident that claimed lives and property in the community. The cash disbursement held at the Palace of Alaworoko was in pursuant to the promise by the president during his condolence visit to the town over the incident. Ayodeji Ogunshaki reports.
Tears and sorrow rendered the atmosphere in the community due to a trailer accident that claimed lives of 15 persons with many injured, coupled with the demise of the monarch of the town 5 days after. Worried about the incident, the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, during a condolence visit, sympathized with the families of the deceased and pledged extending hands of fellowship to them and equally the victims that sustained injuries, which is being confirmed by this cash disbursements. Though the effects are irreparable to the benefiting victims, it is a gesture that will alleviate some burdens.
Thanks from Osinbajo. I pray this will not happen again in Iworoko Ekiti.
I appreciate the Vice President for the kind gesture. May God bless him and the government.
Regent Iworoko Ekiti community Bolanle Ogundola appreciated the magnanimity of the Vice President for the relief and for showing concern to the community in moments of graves. She reminded government of his promises to forestall future occurrence. 15 persons died, 24 were injured, while 28 persons lost property in the incidents. In Ado Ekiti, Ayodeji Ogunshaki, NTA News.
Rice farmers in the South, Southeast and Southwest regions have thrown their weight behind the re-election bid of President Muhammadu Buhari. They say the policies and programs of his administration in the agriculture sector have improved their lot. Ogochukwuka Ona reports.
The latest supporters under the umbrella of Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria were at the office of the Buhari campaign organization in Benin to make their stand public.
12.2 million farmers that he has encouraged, that he has empowered, so that he can improve on it, so that we will be an exporting rice, not importing rice any longer.
Except a lazy man that will say that he don't have food at home. For now, this generation now. So that is why we come to support him for this next level.
We are also using this medium to tell people to also support Baba Buhari to come back for second tenure to continue the good work they have started.
They say they are happy with the president and believe that better days await Nigerians if he is re-elected.
There's no encouragement before now, but Mr. President has promised us that he's going to encourage us in rice farming in Edo State. That is why we are in support.
The PMB have upgraded the farmers to the level that they are also admirable to people today. You know, he told us that farmer will be the next millionaire, and we are already seeing it. As I went to do my own survey, I see almost 10 different Nigerian made rice in the market. You know, I see Nigeria tomato, Mama Choice, Mama Pride, Umza, and some that is a super champions and co. And they are all refined from farmers.
They promised to be armed with their PVCs to be able to make it a reality. In Benin, Ogochukwuka Ona, NTA News.
The APC presidential campaign team, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, has birthed in the ancient city of Kano. Political correspondent Salihu Abdullahi monitored the campaign and now reports.
Business and other activities were put on hold in the commercial city of Kano when the APC took its presidential campaign to the famous city. President Muhammadu Buhari, who spoke in Hausa language, said his administration is working hard to bridge the gap in the provision of adequate infrastructure across the country. He said the APC-led government remains committed to consolidating on the gains of its previous campaign promises, with specific emphasis on progress made in tackling insecurity, improving the economy, and boosting agriculture.
The promise we made in the area of security, there is now peace in the northeast with normal life and commercial activities going on peacefully.
Alhamdulillah, saboda haka wajen zama lafiya mun samu nasara. Wajen wadata
On agriculture, farmers through government various intervention programs is yielding results of food security. There is decrease in food importation, particularly rice.
Other party faithful acknowledged the show of support by the people of Kano State and assured them that APC is a party for the progressives' minds, whose sole vision is to provide quality service to the people.
Mr. President, you came, you saw, you conquered. And we as APC, we are proud. We have no need to rig any election. We do not even have the know-how on how to rig election. My friend and former colleague said that the former government of President Goodluck Jonathan had paid all the money for the railways before we came. It is not correct. If they had paid all the money, the contractors would have completed the job.
Some top politicians in Kano State who defected into the APC were formally received, while party flags were presented to the candidates. Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And staying in Kano, it was excitement for the people of Kano when President Muhammadu Buhari returned to the center of commerce to secure his political base as the general elections draw closer. State House correspondent Adamawa reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari is not only endeared but highly revered in Kano State. As the people always say, Kano is where the umbilical cord of the Nigerian leader resides and therefore the pivot of his political trajectory. No wonder, therefore, it was a total shutdown in the city of Kano as the president arrived to seek understanding and cooperation for his re-election bid. Simply put, the show of support, adoration, and goodwill was not only massive but intimidating. For over 12 years, the people of Kano kept faith with President Muhammadu Buhari and therefore was victorious in all the presidential polls he contested, no matter his opponents. In the last presidential primaries alone, for instance, where only card-carrying members of the APC participated, the president secured about 3 million votes. Consequently, what to expect in the general elections is therefore better imagined. As for Kano, President Muhammadu Buhari is a phenomenon.
Buhari's issue is just God, because he has a clear and clean heart for and goodwill to serve Nigeria in the best interest of moving Nigeria forward. People love Buhari. We all love him, and we'll continue to support him.
It has always been like this. Buhari is touching some of the key and sensitive aspects of the life of the people of Kano State. That is why we must have to come out in mass, assure him our political commitment, our electoral support for him, and by February 16th, I want to assure you, Kano will be the #1 state to deliver Muhammadu Buhari and every other candidate under the platform of the APC.
As a result of the increasing sea of humanity in both tempo and fervor, the planned inauguration of some people-oriented projects executed by the Ganduje administration had to be put off. President Muhammadu Buhari, however, paid homage on the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, who described the relationship between the president and the people of Kano, especially the royalty, as far beyond politics. He commended the president for the giant strides recorded so far in the social investment schemes, particularly the school feeding, as well as conditional cash transfer programs for the poorest of the poor.
And we pray that at the end, God will choose leaders and representatives that will move this country forward.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, it was another opportunity to say thank you to the people of Kano for keeping faith with the governing APC, as well as sustain support, understanding, and cooperation for his political aspirations. He once again reassured them, and indeed Nigerians, that he will never betray their trust and confidence, saying changing Nigeria for the good of all is a task that must be done. From Kano, Adamu, NTA News.
And moving to Lagos now, the All Progressives Congress has held its mega rally in Ikorodu with a promise to take the Center of Excellence to the next level. The state chairman of the party, Babatunde Balogun, made an official presentation of the APC flag to all candidates vying for positions in the forthcoming general elections before the highly elated crowd of supporters.
To hand over the APC flag to Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu as the APC candidate in Lagos State for 2019 gubernatorial election.
That was the official presentation of the APC flag to the governorship candidate Babatunde Sanwo-Olu and his deputy Babafemi Hamzat in the full glare of party faithful at Ipakodo in Ikorodu. The Lagos State Governor, Akin Muambode, represented by his deputy, Oduranti Adebule, enjoined the people of Ikorodu to come out en masse on election day to vote for all APC candidates.
They are reliable. They are dependable.
The APC governorship candidate, Babatunde Sanwo-Olu, and his deputy, on behalf of other candidates of the party, promised to embark on more infrastructural projects that will transform Ikorodu and environs. One unique feature of the rally was the presence of security agents within and outside the venue of the rally to maintain law and order. In Lagos, Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
And staying with politics, the People's Democratic Party is on its word-to-word rally in Ondo North Senatorial District. The senatorial candidate of the party, Abubakar Momo, is leading other candidates in the campaign across the 6 local government areas of the district. Ogochukwuka Owana reports on PDP's activity in other parts of the state, as well as that of the Action Democratic Party, ADP.
The campaign train of the PDP has so far visited all the wards in Akoko Edo, Owan West and East, and Esako West and Central local government areas with a message of hope and restoration. Leaders of the party in the senatorial districts at every ward assured the people of a better Nigeria if PDP candidates are voted in the general elections.
We have picked the very best who will be contesting with your support.
We want you to give your vote to PDP.
The candidates are optimistic that the party will emerge victorious in the elections. Also, candidates of the Action Democratic Party, ADP, including the senatorial hopeful for Edo South, Dr. Esewe, have been touring Orionwo, Ikobaka, Ovia North East, and others, canvassing for votes.
Nigerians will ensure that they vote a credible alternative and vote for ADP.
The parties say they hope to cover more grounds before the elections. In Benin, Ogochukwuka Ona, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party Vote Mobilizers support group is sensitizing the electorate, especially the party's supporters, on the need to vote correctly in the forthcoming elections. This was at a workshop on voter education held in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
With the theme Effective Mobilization of Eligible Voters, the PDP mobilizers believe that it is imperative to sensitize the electorate, especially in view of the increased number of political parties that would be on the ballot paper in the coming elections compared with past elections.
Our political structure is that which must be able to show the world that things are done well and things are done with justice. Things are done the way it is done globally.
Mobilization and the importance of awareness dissemination of election process, party loyalty, commitment and dedication, walking the talk for victory are among the key task areas of discussion. Meanwhile, the Kogi State People's Democratic Party stakeholders on the 2019 general elections at a media briefing in Abuja has called on the General Abdul Salami Abubakar National Peace Committee, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and the Inspector General of Police and other election stakeholders to pay special attention to Kogi State. The resolution is born out of their belief that the state is a flashpoint for electoral violence. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And looking away from the PDP now, the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party in Adamawa State has promised to clamp down on dealers of hard and dangerous drugs if the party takes over the mantle of leadership, aimed at discouraging its intake by youths. The governorship hopeful made a promise during Ward to Ward campaign, soliciting votes in the February and March polls. Abubakar Haman completes the story.
Chief Emmanuel Bello said government under his watch will not allow anyone or group plunge Adamawa into a restive state by indulging youths in buying or selling hard drugs. He said SDP administration, if put in place, will arrest the menace through engaging youth into productive ventures such as farmland cooperative settlements scheme as contained in his 10-point policy document for economic growth, while promising to actualize his 10-point agenda, which include agriculture, education, youth and women empowerment, infrastructural development, security and health. Chief Bello pledged to tackle farmers' hardest conflict among other security challenges. The standard bearer said SDP government will involve traditional institutions in decision-making. Various speakers at the campaign rallies commended Chief Emmanuel Bello for being the first candidate to produce a document of 10-point program policy aimed at transforming Adamawa State. Chief Emmanuel Bello and his campaign team paid homage on traditional rulers in the areas visited, where the royal fathers sued for understanding and peaceful coexistence among the diverse ethnic groups in Adamawa State and the country. In Yola, Abubakar Hamman, NTA News.
And if you just joined us, you're watching Nationwide live on Africa's largest television network. Now time to take a breather. The news returns in a bit.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Mass Medical Mission has finally done it, ensuring that the prevention of cancer and cancer-related ailments is available to you right where you are. Our mobile cancer center, also known as Pink Cruise, is equipped with relevant state-of-the-art medical equipment to serve you wherever you are. All you have to do is apply for the Pink Cruise to come to your community or organization by sending a request to info@pinkcruise.org. Remember to suggest 3 alternative dates when you will prefer the Pink Cruise to come to conduct free preventive health care at your doorstep, including checking your body, your eyes, and your teeth. For more information on the Pink Cruise and how to take advantage of it, please log on to www.pinkcruise.org or visit us at the MMM House, number 31 Abode Thomas Street, Surulere, Lagos, or call 0805-633-4288. Mission Pink Cruise, taking wellness to all.
Manager people, make we make the right choice, yo. Make we vote for a man of integrity. Hey, and so make we gather together and make this change. Work, my people of Nigeria. Together we go carry Niger to the next level. Niger don't decide. Vote Baba Buhari. Baba Buhari, the man of integrity. Hey, vote Baba Buhari. Man, we no corrupt, we no go chop our money. Hey, agriculture, the next level. Fight corruption, the next level. Good roads, to the next level. Electricity, to the next level. Railway, the next level. Empower, the next level. Money. For good health we go. Baba Buhari. My people, for the next level. APC, next level. Naija people, make we all come out to vote Baba Buhari.
This message is from Buhari Next Level Group.
Glad to have you back. The All Progressives Congress, APC, says if re-elected, it will establish an entrepreneurial bank which will enable innovators access credit to start businesses. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this during a campaign tour of some parts of Ondo Central Senatorial District. The report.
From the palace of the Owa of Idonre, Oba Frederick Aroloyi, through the streets of the ancient hilly town, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and the APC campaign team got rousing ovation. In Akure, the capital of Ondo State, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo paid homage to the Deji of Akure, Oba Aladetoyinbo Oladelusi, where he promised job creation for unemployed Nigerian youths, which he said have been hampered by long years of corruption in the system.
That's one of the reasons why we're unable to do the things that we thought we'll do, infrastructure and all of those things. I mean, we're earning 60% less than the previous government, 60% less, yet we're spending 2.7 trillion in 2 budget cycles on capital. That's the highest in the history of the country. How come? How come when we had money, there was no infrastructure? But we're also looking at more concrete opportunities, you know. So we're talking about the entrepreneurial bank to set up a bank which enables innovation or innovators to access credit.
At the Isika market in Akure, where the federal government facilitated a public-private solar power scheme, the market women expressed support for the APC government.
I'm supporting this government because it's fighting corruption. I'll vote for Osinbajo and Buhari. I love APC.
And we also want to be able to give small businesses, you know, medium and medium-scale businesses as well, real opportunities to be able to access credit and do more work.
And my confidence is very strong that the Southwest is going to perform better than it was in the last election. They are quite appreciative of what Mr. Ben has been able to do over the past 3.5 years. They are very confident that the formula at the moment is working for the Yoruba people and they don't want to change it.
The APC house-to-house campaign in Ondo State was greeted with enthusiasm in all the places visited by the Vice President. In Akure, Doris Ulumoko, NTA News.
Moving on, Edo State has joined the League of States that have adopted the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, with 9.3 million pupils being currently fed daily across 26 states. At a flag-off in Benin City, capital of the state, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the impact of the program on the nation is multifaceted and government is poised to take it to the next level. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
One major contribution that the National Homegrown School Feeding Program would have on the state is that it would assist it to enhance the ongoing Edo basic education sector transformation. Presently, there are more than 11,000 pupils in the state public primary schools, and the program may further lead to a boost in this population, provide jobs for more women, and better the economy of farmers. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo speaks more on the impact the program has on the nation.
Homegrown school feeding means that almost every week they will kill 594 cows, 138,000 chickens, and 6.8 million eggs, 83 metric tons of fish every single week, every week. So everybody who is involved in the program, there is a major benefit for the country.
The revolution that Edo Best has brought about in our basic education system is going to transform the future.
The Vice President, before leaving Benin, flags off a campaign of National Assembly candidates of the All Progressives Congress, where he called on the people to vote for the party in all the elections.
Let us be very solid. Let us stand firm. Everything it takes to be able to make our country the best in Africa and one of the best in the developing world. APC!
In Benin City, Edo State, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And from Edo State, we'll move to Cross River, where the federal government's homegrown feeding program in Cross River has been commended for boosting learning and stimulating the economy of the state. Stakeholders who made a commendation in Akwaboyo local government area said the scheme has also positively impacted on school enrollment. Mercy Unto has details.
The Homegrown School Feeding Program is one of the 4 flagship programs of the federal government's National Social Investment Program aimed at providing nutritious meal for children in primary schools. In a bid to create awareness on the scheme, food vendors from 7 local government areas as well as state stakeholders went on a rally through some major streets in Calabar. This was followed by a town hall meeting which x-rayed the impact of the program and the way forward.
We should recognize that the feeding program is operational in their state, it is benefiting individuals, it is impacting the community.
We have moved it from a 0 level in terms of feeding of children in the school to a position that today we are feeding 330,000 children.
Some members of the community lauded the program for bringing hope to poor and helpless children in primary schools.
The program has gone to grassroots to let people understand what the federal government is doing. And I do hope people will appreciate that what the federal government is doing for their children.
I have up to 396. This is as a result of this program.
The Homegrown School Feeding Program has brought a ripple effect on school enrollment in Cross River State with an over 100% increase. In Calabar, Messentor, NTA News.
The governorship candidate of the Allied People's Movement, APM, Adekunle Akinlade, has enjoined the electorate in Ogun State to vote massively for the party and President Muhammadu Buhari at the polls. The APM governorship candidate stated this while rolling out a 7-point agenda for the state during his campaign tour to the 236 wards in the state. Correspondent Mohammed Adebowale reports.
Ahead of the forthcoming general elections, APM governorship candidate in Ogun State, Honorable Adekunle Akinlade, has been reaching out to people across the 20 local government areas of the state, reeling out his vision and mission. Most importantly, the need to sustain the mission to rebuild the state as embarked upon by the present administration. The campaign tour around the entire 236 wards afforded him the opportunity to have a first-hand information on the peculiar challenges confronting various communities in a bid to address them if elected, and as well identify the potentials that are bound in those areas that could aid economic development. With a 7-point agenda that needs to extend courtesy of development to rural areas, as this will play a pivotal role in the economic blueprint of his government.
Very clearly what we know that there's a blueprint, a 25 years blueprint in all the sectors, because of course we're looking at, continuity in Ogun State. And what we just added to it is ICT, and to trade and investment.
At a meeting with business class in Ogun State, Honorable Akinlade promised to come up with a modem that will aid ease of doing business in the state, most especially for the SMEs, and improve on youth empowerment opportunities. In Abeokuta, Mohammed Adebowale, NTA News.
Watching nationwide, and at this point we shall join Michael in Lagos for stories making the rounds in that zone. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Ire, and welcome to Lagos. The planned arraignment of the former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ayoke, and his wife, Folake, was forestalled at the Federal High Court seated in Lagos because the former Director General and his wife failed to show up in court. Vera Chimuba reports that the EFCC counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, was in court.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has slammed a 4-count charge of alleged $205 million fraud on the former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ayo Oke, and his wife, Folashade Oke. The charge is coming after Oke was suspended from office and his agency laid claim to the funds recovered by the EFCC from Flat 7B, number 16 Osborne Road, Osborne Towers, Ikoyi, Lagos. Folashade Oke was alleged to have used more than $1 million, money belonging to the federal government, to acquire Flat 7B, number 16 Osborne Towers, Ikoyi, Lagos, which she reasonably ought to have known formed part of proceeds of unlawful act. EFCC had slated the 1st of February for the arraignment of the former National Intelligence Agency director and his wife, having filed the charges before Justice Chukwujeku Aneke of the Federal High Court. Surprisingly, when the EFCC counsel Rotimi Oyedepo appeared in court for the arraignment, the matter was neither listed nor the suspects in court. No one offered explanation as to why both failed to appear in court for arraignment. But there are indications that the former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, OK, and his wife, Olashade, may have left the country, as no date has been fixed for their arraignment. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
The inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari as president in May 2015 provided an opportunity for the country to chart a new course in both domestic and foreign policies. 4 years down the line, Nigeria's foreign policy under the present administration has come on the focus. Ken Egbeluge was at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Lagos, where scholars in foreign affairs x-rays Nigeria's foreign policies.
There are men and women who are abreast of Nigeria's foreign policies. Their mission here is to brainstorm on the present administration's foreign policies and diplomatic relations with other nations. The various speakers examine the country's foreign policies and other country perception of Nigeria.
Nigeria is the only West African country where there is a formal agreement with Brazil to have strategic dialogue.
So anybody who argues that corruption is not an existential issue for Nigeria and it is not a significant factor for Nigeria not being able to play her role, even as the so-called giant of Africa, the person is not thinking very deeply and rationally.
One of the achievements of the diplomatic shuttle of President Buhari is the signing in 2016 of agreements on the identification and repatriation of illicit funds to Nigeria with United Arab Emirates and the UK, as well as the establishment of a global forum for asset recovery.
Multilateralism is one of the cardinal objectives of Nigeria's foreign policy, and the UN provides the most robust, the best platform for Nigeria to fulfill that foreign policy objective.
There is a fact that, and that's something you must give to this administration, it's an administration that maintains some kind of continuity.
Discussants agreed without a doubt that Nigeria's commitment to peace and security in Africa has improved Nigeria's international ratings in 2015 and has counted for the election of President Buhari as chairman of ECOWAS. In Lagos, Ken Egbeluge, NTA News.
The Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center (NAFRIC) has adopted and implemented a private-public partnership initiative that's expected to reposition mid-level officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces to become employers of labor before and after service. Lynn Leneke has details.
The 35 participants of the one-month intensive entrepreneurship and management training are expected to have served the armed forces for 10 to 15 years. The training is designed to equip middle cadre officers of the armed forces with essential tools and requisite knowledge that will empower them for enhanced management of scarce resources. It is also aimed at ensuring they had a useful, productive life after disengagement from service.
Over time, I realized there's a gap in the training, in the sense that the officers don't really benefit from the training. And most often times, when they retire from the services, they go out there, fall victims of some criminals out there who cut away their benefits from service.
The officers will be taken through various models in the entrepreneurship and management field. These include agriculture, business plan, and model fundamentals of business laws, among others. The mid-level officers will also be exposed to opportunities in the agro-allied sector.
In the years to come, they're able to, while still in service, practice everything that, they're taking away from here.
It's a goal-fitting program to ensure that entrepreneurial skills, ability to be a solution provider at all times is actually evoked in the participants.
The one-month entrepreneurship and management training is the maiden edition in the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Oshodi. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
That's a contribution from Lagos. Let's join our Kaduna Network Center where Abdullahi Muhammad.
Many thanks, Michael. We shall join Kaduna much later. Voter education and passionate appeal to Nigerians to re-elect President Muhammadu Buhari formed the nucleus of messages as Governor Ibukunle Amosun concludes senatorial campaign tour of 6 local government areas in Ogun Central Senatorial District of the state. Lekon Agwande reports.
The over 3 weeks campaign exercise was in fulfillment of Governor Amosun's promise to vigorously campaign for President Muhammadu Buhari ahead of the general elections. The campaign team traversed the nooks and crannies, both the rural and urban areas, and no word was spared. Governor Amosun, in all the wards, visited and joined party supporters to come out en masse to vote for President Muhammadu Buhari, while he described him as the only candidate with integrity and right pedigree to lead the country, especially with his overwhelming performance in governance.
We did promise Mr. President that he is going to get, indeed, the highest vote ever that's recorded for any president, dead or alive. I can say that here. So we are ready. Everybody is ready. Look at it. If you come here, you say Buhari, say Baba. Everybody knows what to do. And for my own, of course, we shouldn't blow our trumpet. Even people ask me that we shouldn't be campaigning, but that will amount to taking them for granted.
He advised them to ensure that they collect their PVC, come out to cast their votes, while he educated them on what to do to make their votes count. The senatorial candidate promised construction of rural roads, completion of projects under construction, and continued service to the people of the senatorial district if given the mandate to represent them. The governor, however, advised the people against violence conduct before, during, and after the elections. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Wife of the Vice President, Dolapo Oshibajo, meets women at town hall meeting. Kemi in our Ibadan studio will feed us with this and other stories. Good to see you, Kemi.
See you too, Larry. Good afternoon and welcome to Ibadan. The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolapo Oshibajo, has called on women to take responsibility for the well-being of their families and the nation at large to ensure peaceful electoral process for even development. Wife of the President made the call at a special town hall meeting with women in Ibadan. Kemi Oshin brings us details from venue of the meeting.
We do sincerely apologize for the mix-up. We shall take a commercial break now. Nationwide continues in a bit.
150,000 participants from over 40 different countries. It's the 4th edition of the only IAAF Marathon in Nigeria. Yes, we are talking about the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Holds 2nd of February 2019. Catch the live broadcast starting at 6 a.m. on Kweze Free Sports, UHF 32, or download the Kweze iFlix app on your mobile device and watch it for free. Kweze Free Sports, the official broadcaster of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
Are you that electorate who collects money from political party A, political party B, and political party C, and then promise all of them under oath to vote for them on the day of elections? Hear this. If you sell your vote and then go on to vote for more than one political party or candidate, your vote shall be declared null and void. Your vote will not count. You will have lost an opportunity to vote a good leader because you sold your vote. Are you a politician who goes round buying votes? Hear this. The money you spend buying votes may not count. The electorate who is selling his vote to you may have sold same vote to other parties and candidates. Stop buying votes. Stop selling votes. Let's join hands to make our elections credible. Your vote is your power. Use it to build a great nation. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
My name is Chinazo Gochku. I'm from Imo State. I have been doing business in this area since past 7 years without any help. When I had this government something that's helping people, I go to them. They give me money. I have got 50,000 from them, and I pay back. I pray to God, let government give to other people so that the money will prosper to everybody. As I myself, I'm very happy, and my family. I pray God to give to other people so that they will enjoy this money with me and enjoy this government with me.
Many thanks for staying. The Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, has pledged to collaborate with the Nigerian Army in sensitizing Nigerians on the effects of fake news and hate speech in the forthcoming 2019 general elections. The acting chairman of the organization, Sir Godfrey Ohumbuwa, said this while on a courtesy visit to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, at the Army headquarters in Abuja. The chairman lauded the Nigerian Army for the successes recorded in the ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the northeast and other internal security exercises in other parts of the country, promising to change the narratives on information gathering and dissemination to protect the citizens from misinformation.
At this time of the election, the Broadcast Organization of Nigeria believes very strongly that we can partner with the Army in terms of information dissemination, in terms of passing the right information at the right time. We are aware of the issue of fake news. Fake news is because there's a gap, and there's no true information. Everybody believes it.
The Nigerian Army will work very closely with the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria to ensure that we get the right information, and we liaise with you to ensure that fake news are dealt with, and we also collaborate with all the other security agencies.
The Nigerian Television Authority says it will continue to embrace any initiative that will contribute to national unity and development in the country. The Executive Director of Administration and Training, Mr. Steve Ebo, gave the assurance to members of the Association of Entrepreneur and Technology Managers of Nigeria at a meeting at the corporate headquarters of the NTA.
Economic diversification is one of the policy thrusts of the present administration in its quest to take the nation to the next level. The association has been in the forefront of promoting public and private partnership. The group has also been involved in organizing and coordinating entrepreneurship as well as information technology programs for sustainable growth.
We are therefore appealing to the Director General of the NTA to grant us a hand of fellowship as media partners to sensitize and advocate for the success of this program. Within the 3 years, this collaboration with the federal government will last.
It is our responsibility to bring these vital ingredients of national development to the front runner of both where decisions are made and the key stakeholders that ought to know what we are supposed to do. So I want to assure you on behalf of the DG and management of NTA that we will keep our doors open.
The Executive Director Administration and Training, Steve Ebo, who represented the Director General of NTA, assured the members that NTA will also partner them by providing the platforms to showcase their activities.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Television Authority, the largest TV network in Africa, is taking advantage of content expansion of MultiChoice Nigeria to add 3 more of its channels on the DSTV platform. Adebola Brookslyn Sandy engaged the Executive Director of Programs, Wale Kuka, on this development.
Established 4 decades ago as a tool for national integration, the Nigerian Television Authority has been fulfilling its mandate of educating, entertaining, and informing the people. With 8 channels on the StarTimes platform, in addition to those on terrestrial, the NTA has again proven that it will always meet the expectations of the people by ensuring that no one misses out of its news and current affairs programs, business, sports, entertainment, as well as in-depth discussions and analysis. Wale Koka said one of the reasons for the expansion is that there are many programs on its schedule competing for space.
One network is getting choked, and we need to spread our wings so that everybody around Nigeria, around the world, can receive our signals.
He said the stations are NTA News 24 on channel 419, NTA 2 Lagos on channel 369, and NTA Parliament on channel 370, and are available from 31st of January 2019.
The 3 channels will give you some varieties of what NTA transmits.
On NTA's Fair and Balanced reportage, the executive director program said,
"We have to tell the truth. And sometimes when people say, oh, okay, we are not showing this, we are not showing that, yes, it's our responsibility to keep Nigeria as a united country."
With its dedicated staff, NTA will always provide excellent television service worldwide while projecting the true African perspective. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
Many thanks, Adebola. And with everything under control, now time to rejoin Kemi in Ibadan.
Again, Larry, and welcome. The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolapo Osinbajo, has called on women to take responsibility for the well-being of their families and the nation at large to ensure peaceful electoral process for even development. Wife of the Vice President made the call at a special town hall meeting with women in Ibadan. Kemi Oshin brings us details from the venue of the meeting.
Right here at the Civic Center in Ibadan, and the occasion is a special town hall meeting with women of Oyo State. They are here to meet the wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolapo Osinbajo. Here is a female politician and a stakeholder in this affair. She is in person of Tolu Akande Shadipe. What is your opinion about the turnout of women at this occasion?
Wow, it's very inspiring. And women have always been supportive of progressive moves, so I'm not surprised. That we should continue to be nurturers of our children so that we can move this country forward.
I also have with me a woman, and she is a fish farmer, Mrs. Adekemi Okpatunde.
The message of the wife of the Vice President has been quite educative and informative, basically to tell all the women in Oyo State, using the few of us here as a point of reference of the manner and the conduct that is expected of every woman during the voting exercise.
We should all come out en masse and vote for a party that have compassion for the people and that has the interest of the people at heart. And you will agree with me that the message is one. Women, be you a daughter, a wife, or a mother, go back and take the message of peace to everyone, especially during the forthcoming general election. It's back to you, Kemi, for the continuation of the news.
Thank you, Kemi. The Nigerian Police has assured stakeholders participating in the 2019 general elections of its neutral position in the electoral process. Ijebu Area Commander Abiodun Onuoha gave the assurance at a security meeting held in Ijebu-Ode. Reporter Joel Popola completes the story.
Security stakeholders meeting ahead of the election, which was tagged the need to ensure each free electioneering process in the forthcoming 2019 general elections is geared towards ensuring the commitment to peaceful campaign by the political parties and re-echo the need to adhere strictly to the electoral law. The Police Area Commander Ijebu Division also used the occasion to read the riot act to the political gladiators who may be planning to disrupt the electoral process. Mr. Onoha noted that the credibility of election results will never be in doubt if all stakeholders play their role diligently.
We want to protect every person and every INEC material and the political parties, the citizenry to play by the rule, and that the police were going to be neutral in our dealings during the election.
Representative of Christian and Muslim community as well as political parties said a peaceful election will ensure indivisibility of Nigeria, urging the youth to refrain from thuggery and other antisocial activities that can truncate peaceful coexistence. In Ijebu-Ode, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
The First Technical University, Ibadan, is a unique citadel of learning that provides functional skill-oriented education to bridge the widening gap between graduates and societal needs. This was brought to the front burner at the 2018-2019 matriculation ceremony of the university. Correspondent Goke Alomoge covered the events in our report.
Those were the 190 students newly admitted into the First Technical University, Ibadan, taking the oath of allegiance at the university's second matriculation ceremony since inception. They are to take different courses in 2 faculties currently available, engineering and technology, as well as natural and applied sciences.
Out of them, we have some of them that score CGPA of 4.97, 4.91, out of a maximum of 5.0. That shows here we are committed to excellence.
And I must say that the state government will continue to encourage the school to perform better and to do more.
The ceremony was an opportunity to honor and reward 14 students in the first class category, 12 of whom are being sponsored by local governments across the state. Some of the students honored agreed that the reward system of the university will only spur them on to work harder.
It's an encouragement, so I need to work harder in studying more and also to help others as well, to bring others along.
I'm the eldest among all of them. So being the eldest among them also motivates me that I must be the best.
The students honored will henceforth enjoy university privileges and monthly stipends for the 2018-2019 session. In Ibadan, Goke Alomoge, NTA News.
That's it from Ibadan. More reports on Nationwide after this break.
Many thanks, Kemi. Moving on, ethics and value volunteers corps across the country have been urged to intensify their house-to-house campaigns to curb unethical behaviors that have bedeviled the nation. National Chairman, Noble Coordinators Forum for the Advancement of Ethics and Values, Dr. Michael Okpala, gave this advice while inaugurating 237 volunteers corps in Abuja. John Yaku has details.
The Nigerian society is characterized by some level of immorality, called activities, sex for marks scandals, examination malpractices, and ritual killings, among others. To stem this tide, a volunteer vanguard ethics and value corps came up in April 2018 with the responsibility to carry out house-to-house campaigns to change the value orientation of Nigerians. After a successful outing so far on the project, the volunteer corps have again been commissioned to continue the good work to correct the ills in the Nigerian society. For this to be successful, they called for the establishment of National Agency for Ethics and Values for the enforcement and compliance in the country.
If you don't have a compliance unit that can enforce that and make necessary reports and monitoring of unethical behavior to the security agencies of the country, not much will be achieved.
All the values that have been lost in the society, even in our educational sector, in our offices, people resume work at their time. We have talked to them that what ought to be done well.
It's our determination to make Nigeria better.
And now that we are asked to go back and see what we can do to achieve success, is something good. We are really going to succeed.
The Coordinators Forum for the Advancement of Ethics and Values aims at collaborating with the federal, state, and local governments in Nigeria to promote good governance, national interest, and good ethical values in the public and private sector. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
Now time to talk sports, and Tamara Ebiwe would feed us.
About 800 school children between 16 and 18 years participated in the 9th edition of Jomirota Time Out for Africa Education and Sports Foundation competition and basketball clinic held in Minna, Niger State. The annual event is aimed at introducing school children to the rudiments of basketball with a view to developing future stars for the country.
Doing this program once a year is great here, but I wish there was somebody else, another Niger like that can take this to other places.
Nigeria's Flying Eagles begin their quest for an unprecedented 8th CAF Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations title when they take on Burundi in the second match of the tournament, which kicks off in Niger Republic on Saturday. Captain of the team, Ikowem Utin, is optimistic the players will excel at the championship and qualify for the 2019 FIFA Men's Under-20 World Cup in Poland.
We have prepared a lot, both the players, the technical crew, the officials, everybody. We have prepared for this tournament. I believe we are going to do it well.
Nigeria takes on Burundi, South Africa, and hosts Niger Republic, with all 4 semi-finalists qualifying for the FIFA World Cup. Having suffered a 4-0 defeat against Bournemouth, Chelsea will be seeking to return to winning ways in their match against Huddersfield, which will be live on the NTA Saturday at 4 p.m. In other parents, defending champions Manchester City take on Arsenal at the